Before you throw away a dull scratch resin piece, especially a shaped one, give me a few minutes and I will show you how to glaze both sides and make it look brand new again. Hello guys, welcome back to LisinCult Resin Lab, where we solve the real resin challenges together. Sometimes resin pieces lose their clean, glossy look. Maybe the mold was overused, the surface got scratches, or the piece was handled a lot. If it's flat, a simple top coating is usually enough. But what if the piece is already shaped and you cannot just pour a smooth coat anymore? That's what we are fixing today. I will show you how to restore a glossy finish even on the curved surfaces. This little trick can save a lot of your resin projects. Let's jump into it. I found this resin piece in one of my boxes. It still has its shine, but the surface is full of line marks, scratches, and handling marks. If I can show it in camera because of a reflection. To fix that, we are going to use a technique called resin glazing. Some brands sell glazing resin for non-resin artists who just want a shiny surface on their artwork, like paintings, polymer clay, or mixed media pieces. But it's basically the same epoxy we already use for glossy finishes. So let's get started on this piece and clean up all those scratches. Usually for top coating, we start with light sanding, and it is the same for glazing. That's how we get the best results. Sanding levels the surface and gives the new resin something to grip onto through those tiny micro scratches. So first, I will give it a light sand to prepare the surface. I avoid very rough sandpaper. I start with the medium grit about 220 or 320 to level everything. Then move to finer grits like 600 or 800 to smooth it out. If you are working in a closed space, wet sanding is better, so you are not sending dust everywhere or inhale it. Okay, let's do it. There we go. Now clean the piece properly because any dust left in the grooves will show up as tiny white spots or lines, something like this one. These white lines. I usually use a toothbrush for the details, then I wash the piece and dry it completely with a clean, lint-free cloth. For glazing a step, you only need 3 things: a high viscosity resin, a silicone brush, and a bit of patience. Use a thicker resin so it doesn't run too fast. We want it to flow slowly and blanket the whole surface. And avoid using regular bristle brushes. Even a single loose hair can ruin the finish. And they tend to leave brush lines and tiny bubbles. A silicone brush gives you a much smoother and cleaner result. The technique is simple. Pour a small amount of thick resin into the center of the piece. It's better to start with the less and then add more if you need. Then, with a silicone brush, gently brush it outward to the edges until the whole surface is covered. Just like this, from center to the edges. It's normal for resin to pull back toward the center. Just keep brushing from the middle to the edges a few times until it starts to thicken and stay in place. Just be patient with this step. While it's still fluid and runny, check it from different angles. If you see any dry or thin spots, use your brush to drag a little resin from the center over those areas. Once the resin starts to feel warm, remove the extra resin from the center so it doesn't pull there. There is always more in middle. Just take off a little, not too much, or the center can end up looking thin and dry. Now give it a quick pass with the torch to pop any micro bubbles and cover it to protect from the dust and let it cure completely. Then we will compare it with how it looked at beginning. Now after about 24 hours, let's see what we've got. Look at that. You can really see the difference. The surface is clean and glossy again, with the rich glass-like shine and no scratches or handling marks. So cool! The only thing to watch out for is the resin pooling in the center if you don't remove the excess. Finding that balance takes a bit of practice, but even if a little stays in the middle, it still looks much better than a dull scratch surface or a thin rippled area. You can also glaze the back side of your piece. Just keep two things in mind. First, protect the front and the edges with a thin coat of PVA glue or liquid latex and let it dry, so any run over doesn't damage the front or leave big drips on the sides. Second, because the back is usually convex, place the piece upside down on a cup or stand so the edges don't touch the table and any extra resin can drip off instead of pulling around the rim. Then work in a few thin passes rather than one heavy pour. Pour a thin spiral, spread it so it reaches every part, let it level, then repeat this process until everything is covered and the resin just starts to feel slightly warm and thicker. Thin layers are much safer than one thick coat. Give it a light touch to pop any microbubbles, then cover the piece and let it cure completely. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap the key steps. Sand the damaged surface lightly until it's even. Use a thick resin for a slow, controlled flow. And use a silicone brush for a smooth, even coverage. Pour a small amount of resin into the center and brush it out to the edges, repeating to fix anything or dry spots. And remove extra resin from the center to avoid pulling. Follow this step to bring old scratch resin pieces back to life and give them a fresh glossy coat and a second chance to shine. Okay, my friends, it was a simple move, but a powerful one for saving almost ruined pieces. Got your own hack for glazing or rescuing a scratched resin? Share it in the comments. I love learning from other resin artists. If this tutorial helped you to revive a piece like this, tap a like button and share it with your resin artist friends. And if you would like more resin experiments, fixes, and tricks, subscribe to LisinCult Resin Lab and stay in the loop. See you in the next tutorial.